Hey, I don't want to waste your time. I just quickly want to introduce myself. I'm Fellipe the Barber and welcome to my channel where I teach you my approach to barbering. If you feel like you got a lot of value out of this video, consider subscribing and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Fellipe.thebarber. Without further ado, let's get to the haircut.
Here we have a high skin fade with a FOHAWK. As you can see, the client has super thick straight hair, and I'm gonna be doing a high skin fade with a FOHAWK, shorter FOHAWK, a little textured on top. So to begin this haircut, as usual, I section my hair. I'm just separating the top of the hair from the sides. That is just honestly just to keep things neat and make sure that I don't cut anything that I don't want to. So I take my 1.5 guard using the Octane detachable clipper. So this is a detachable 1.5 blade, and I am setting the top guideline. If you follow my videos, you do know that I like to set my top guideline first. In most cases, sometimes I'll set the bottom guideline, but in cases like this where the client has overgrown hair, then I'll set the top guideline usually with a 1.5, depending on the fade. So once I have that 1.5 guard with a top guideline, making sure that you're going straight up in the air, I'm gonna take my trimmers and set that bottom guideline. Now I'm using the same shape and following the same shape that I set the top guideline with. So I'm just gonna follow the same exact shape. The purpose and the point of setting the top guideline is so that when I come with the bottom guideline, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly where to stay. And the point of setting the top and the bottom guideline before I begin the fade is for that reason. Also is to keep things organized, and also to make sure that I know exactly the space I have in order to work that fade. So once the top guideline and the bottom guideline is set, it is neat. Doesn't have to be completely perfect because we are, gonna blend that line. I'm gonna take my foil shaver and I'm just gonna add another layer to this fade. I use a Series Brown 5, and this thing honestly it works. It's a lot more expensive than your traditional Endless or wall foil shaver, but this thing honestly makes a huge difference on the haircut, but also how it feels on the client. So to move on, and with this fade, I'm gonna take a half. I can use the half guard with the blade closed, or I can just open the blade and set that middle guideline. I'm gonna set that middle guideline directly in between the top and the bottom, and then I will begin to blend those lines. Taking my clipper, this is the Alpha Gamma Plus or Gamma Alpha Plus, an Italian brand. I'm gonna start with the lever closed and flick out that bottom line, and then start opening little by little.
Hey, if you're struggling with your fade, if you're taking too long, not consistent, and can't repeat the same fade over and over again, it's probably because you don't have a system. I'm not here to sell you. I'm simply going to present the opportunity to you to learn my 3-step fade system through a course I've put together. So click on the link in the description below to find out more.
As soon as I finish blending and erasing that bottom line, I will move on to the next line. I am blending, and for the most part, 9 times out of 10, I blend my face from the bottom up always. It helps me to keep myself together, not get lost, and I always recommend this for beginners. So to blend that middle line, I'll take the number 1 guard. I'll start flaking out that line, and I know that 1 guard is not going to necessarily take everything away. So I throw on the half guard, open the blade a little bit, and flake out that middle line just to smooth things out. And then it's time to cut that mid section. So I divide my haircuts into 3: bottom, the sides and the back, midsection, and the top. So here, the midsection, this is crucial for this haircut, and also crucial for people with thick, straight hair. You want to keep that comb directly a 90-degree angle, and you want to create a nice squared shape. Okay, so once I finish with the clipper over comb and I know that the angle is properly set, I'm gonna let loose the top of the hair, and I'm just gonna comb it I'm gonna comb it in a way where the hair naturally wants to fall and sit. And then I'm just gonna fine tune the sides and blend everything else together before I start cutting length off the top. So that's finished. The last thing I have to do here is work on the top. So I either work from the front to back or side to side, or sometimes I do both, just a cross check. So I'm taking about 3/4 of an inch here, working from the front to the back and then side to side. Important to remember that the calic on the back, especially with clients with super straight thick hair, you do not want to cut that down too short, because the calic the hair will stand up. So the haircut is pretty much done. The haircut is over. I faded it, I cut the midsection, and I cut length off the top. Now I'm just gonna blow dry the hair. I'm gonna see how the hair is gonna naturally lay when it's dry. It looks good to me. And now it's just a matter of cleaning the client up and, of course, add a little bit of product. Every client gets a hot towel, and this one is no exception, just to clean up and relax the client a little bit. And then back to the blow drying, and then I'll apply a little bit of product. This is a paste from Blue Man, and it gives that natural matte finish. So there it is. That's the haircut.
Thank you for watching. If you got to this point of the video, I know for a fact you got a lot of value. And the way you can support is by subscribing to this channel and following me on Instagram and TikTok. Stay safe.